Hey everybody, this is Christina Murphy, aka Queen of Royalties, aka Transparency. Okay, so this is another one I'm coming to y'all with to make it make sense. Look, this is gonna be just a little serious because it's getting out of control and we need to put a stop to it. We need to stop playing with our kids. So this right here is please stop perverting the kids. Like, let's stop perverting the kids, everybody. And I'm gonna even say this, not as I'm doing it, but also just taking accountability more so with our kids, and like being very careful, like what we're exposing them to. And so I'm gonna go right into it. So with the whole sexual promiscuity, the whole like the kids going to concerts and going to these shows. Like, you could be going to awards, you could be going to a celebration, and then you got these artists coming out and they twerking and they saying all the craziness in their words and their language. But you want your kid there not thinking, that it was gonna be like that, and now they didn't see more than they need to see. Okay, back in the day, like for the most part, my mom was a single parent, so there's only so much she could do to keep me from what I was going to sneak and do. But excuse the background noise, got my twins. And yeah, so going forward, continue what I'm saying is like it's out of control, y'all. Like back in the day, I'll be real, I'm an 80s baby, so shout out to the 80s baby, 90s babies, all that and up. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go right into back in the day. Like if you did, like if you was known as a woman that like, or a man that was just like for everybody, like wanted everybody, didn't mind doing sexual favors for everybody, doing the most. I'll say I was in a few different relationships, but I wasn't no hoe. I wasn't going around at school sleeping with everybody. I wasn't doing all that stuff, okay? So I'm going to take it to that level because sexual promiscuity is enough. Just doing anything outside of marriage is enough. Like, of course, I'm engaged right now and I am with my fiance and have 2 kids, but we are going to be married. We're already claimed it. It's already done. We already know ain't nobody else. So, of course, yes, getting that sign still delivered is, what I'm saying, what it's going to take for God to truly be happy with what I'm doing. Because, of course, still not be married, of course, it is a sin. Let me just be real. I'm clearing up. I'll put myself out there so we can make it make sense and we can clean it up, okay? I'm not coming as no perfect, painted up person that crosses every T, dots every I, doing everything right I'm supposed to, thinking right. Talking about the one thing I know, one thing for certain, two things for sure, one thing for certain, I can tell you right now, my kids is not going to be exposed to a bunch of mess. Like, I'm not going to be putting on all this music, all of the music, with my kids right there. Like, that's out of control. My thing is, if you're an adult, you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? But when your kids is right there and your care, you know what I'm saying, and they watching you doing the dances and the twerking and all that, they hear what you're saying, the stuff that you're going to do to a woman or to a man, because men can get this too. You a hoe. And I'm going to call it what it is because, I don't know when HOE-ism became popular, but it's not popular. Like, being a hoe was used for everybody. And sometimes people got beat up for that, you know what I'm saying, because they slept with somebody, man. Clear as day. So when did HOE become popular? Like, literally, when did we, I'm sorry, but I'm not even going to say the artist's name because, like I said what I said on a reply on somebody's, they had already exposed it, and I did comment on it. But this whole thing with these artists, you know what I'm saying? I love women in power. I loved it. They happy with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they love their beauty. They're happy. But at the end of the day, we don't need to see y'all, you know what I'm saying, going in those schools and twerking and doing all this stuff, saying all this stuff in your lyrics that's explicit, and you want to put this in front of kids. And I say that for anybody with these, weird, what I'm saying, trashy HOE-ism mentalities. India Irie, I stand with her. Because for real, why are we going to ceremonies and celebrations and then you got the hoe that you done put on the list to be the performer, but the kids is there? Come on, y'all. We got to make all this make sense. Like, this is for anybody and for everybody. This is for anybody and for everybody. Like, parents, please, please, I'm begging you, stop putting your kids in front of all this whole stuff. Even if it's whole tendencies. If you got a whole tendency, like, make sure your kids ain't there. Make sure your kids is in safe care with a good babysitter or something while you going out. If you're gonna do all that, have your kids up under all that, because literally you birthing that. Like, you literally putting that in them, that it's okay that I can sleep around with everybody. I can, I can just flaunt and flare my sexualism, my sexual ways with everybody, and everybody supposed to accept that we all supposed to be sexed up. No. There's a time and a place for it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even condoning because sin is sin, but I'm gonna just be clear. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing, your kids don't need to be right there. Your kids don't need to hear that trash. Like, I'm gonna say it's trash for the kids. It may, what I'm saying? There's artists that I've listened to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I'm a very wordy person, so I like lyrics. I like beats. I like sounds. I like wordplay. I like all that because it shows the creativity when it comes to music, when it comes to rapping and all that. But if you are out here literally like saying the most, I don't even want to hear that. Like, there's a bunch of artists now, and it's just trash. Like, it's trash. Throw it in the trash. Or if you're gonna keep that out there, don't try to like get the young kids all hype on it. And I know this is like probably the number one biggest thing that the music industry does, right? They put their music, and I don't know why it has to go to the kids, but for some reason they want to start going to the schools. They want to have they want to do these little charitable events like back to school programs, all this stuff. But if your music ain't have no encouragement, no inspiration, no type of positivity to get up, press harder, don't give up, you can do it. If you ain't got don't sign up to go to no school and sing your music, because I'm gonna just say right now, God coming for you. Like, God gonna deal with that, because not only are you living in your sin, which, like I said, I'm not gonna judge, because right now I'm not officially married yet. So like I said, I'm putting myself out there completely, but it's on the way, and we already together, and ain't nobody else. But at the end of the day, even with that, my kids ain't sitting right up under me, and I'm not putting on all these artist songs that's all sexed up and all crazy in the videos. They see in the videos, these people, like, all this exposure y'all doing to kids. God gonna deal with y'all on the second level. It ain't gonna be just coming for you for your sin. He gonna deal with you because it's gonna be worse, because you don't let the kids get sinned up. You know what I'm saying? And then they coming out and they want to wear the little mini shorts under their tail, like them hind and all that. It's enough, y'all. Like, don't be surprised, don't be alarmed when, your kid is having a kid early. Your kid's having a kid. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised if, I hate to have to say it, but let's be 100 with this thing. Your kid get touched because by a perverted person, because you got them all out there with that stuff. You got to start taking authority as a parent to not let your kids be exposed to this mess. And I'm going to say this too, even some of us churchy folks, okay? You know what I'm saying? I am a God-fearing woman, so I do believe in God. But, like, at the end of the day, even y'all be so like, focused on, like, perfection. Your kids have no breathing room. But instead, you'll let them go in their room and they'll be in there for hours. Don't check on them. Don't see what they're doing. You let them get these phones with all this internet on it. You don't get their phone and check their phone and make sure they ain't searching up no porn sites or nothing. Like, I've done this. I literally, my kids, like, they play whatever. My teenagers, they play in the rooms. But let me tell you something. If they up there for hours and I don't know what's going on, I'm going to check on them. It ain't even hours. It might be an hour past. It won't even be past, like, an hour. Because I'm an interactive parent when I have my kids, okay? I'm interactive. That means they're not going to get bored where to a point where they sneaking and they looking at stuff on their phone, or they sitting here listening to all kinds of trash. I'm not putting on all kinds of trash in my house with my kids right there. If I want to listen to some stuff, they not right there. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be... I'm not going to pollute my children. They need an opportunity to think for themselves, to grow for themselves, to live, to learn for themselves. And they got to make the right decisions. Exposing them to this stuff too early is only going to cause trouble, and it's only spreading a sickness that's going to pollute the whole world. And your little girl, your little boy is no longer a little boy, a little girl. Or they grown men out here humping everything. So, again, let's take a stand on protecting our kids from this whole wave of just sexualism. I'm gonna just call it like that. This whole sexual wave that's in the atmosphere. Everybody feeling themselves. They got their BBLs. They got they cute little cheap clothes from Temu and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, these kids is being left behind for the world to take them over. And the world is full of sexual promiscuity. Like, I mean, and it's starting way early. You got, people like this trashy music that they ain't talking and rapping about nothing. It don't even sound like they really rhymes. They Dr. Seuss rhyme better than that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real. Of course, like I said, I ain't here to drop a bunch of days because we all know who we watch. We all know who's the ones. Like I said, if you grown, you married, you all that. Even still, all that can be a whole lot for you with your loved one, with your spouse. But at the end of the day, like, kids, man, kids' lives matter. Kids need the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I was born in a time where, dance moves, you know what I'm saying? My favorite artist was Mary J. Blige. So I like the dance moves. I liked all that, but I wasn't out here twerking. I wasn't out here saying all kinds of stuff about the color of my coochie. Like, we not doing all that. It's out of control. And let me tell you something. If you try to pervert my kids with that, you know what I'm saying? You better pray that God have mercy on you, because if he tell me go, I'm going to get you. Like, you going to get it. You're not going to sit here and pervert my kids. So, it's real right now. There are situations going on with me and my situation, my older kids. So I'm not even going to get personal with it, but I can say that much even for that situation, because I have to do shared custody. If I ever find out anybody messing with my kids and they not in my care and they being sexed up, perverted up, not being watched, all this stuff they sneaking, let me tell you something. It's going to be a whole problem, because it's going to take everything of God to say, don't touch him. But let me tell you something. If it ain't God that says don't touch him, something going to come up and something going to happen. That's all I'm going to say. I'm serious about the youth. I'm serious about the kids. I want the young people to have a chance to make their decisions and not be pregnant at 12, 13, 14. I want the young people to whether it's college or it's a trade or it's just, starting their own little business because they already know what they want to do. They already practice, probably good at it. I want them to have a clear mind, a sound mind, you know what I'm saying, a clear path for them to journey through. Let's stop passing down these false, just false teaching. Let's stop passing that down. We have to learn from what we went through. We have to learn from what we did. You know what I'm saying? We know we didn't do everything right. We know we was out of order when we was younger. We know we was sneaking doing stuff. We knew we was hanging with friends that weren't supposed to hang with. And at the end of the day, mama in that whole neighborhood at that point got us straight. You know what I'm saying? It was back then when neighborhoods, if they see some weird stuff, they was calling the cops. They was telling the parents, because it was like a team thing. But at the end of the day, you as a parent, like, don't have no more kids. Don't have kids if you're not going to be able to watch them and really, keep their minds pure, because that's what they need. The young people need a pure, clear path. They don't need to be poisoned and perverted and confused, because to me, you a molester if you like that. Even if you doing that, even if you ain't even touching them, if you want to go out here to these schools and go out and do, back to school stuff, but you a whole artist that talk nothing about sex and you twerking all that, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you know right now, you out of order, because that ain't for young people. Shoot, us grown folks can't even handle that. So if the grown folks can barely handle it, man, what y'all think y'all doing? God coming for y'all. God gonna deal with y'all. Y'all gonna be judged one day. And let me tell you something. You better get the fear of God on you quickly. You better get in covenant relationship with God, our creator of heaven and earth, our Father, which art in heaven. That's why I'm speeding up. I already get my paperwork with this marriage with my fiance now, because I don't even want to be out of order to God anymore. Like, looking like, okay, but we not. We together. We actually going to be married. So, but at the end of the day, y'all, this is real out here. I'm taking accountability for my own actions. I don't want my kids to go through half of the things that I went through. And I don't want them to have to even go through something I didn't go through that they don't need to go through. You know what I'm saying? So let's do more, have more preventive measures. Let's take our children's lives more serious. Let's have a standard for ourselves so we can really show them, not just talk about don't do that, but yet they watching you do that. Don't listen to that, but yet you listening to that. It's time to grow up, everybody. Because this world is getting dirty, dusty. And that's probably the reason why COVID and all that came out, because it's just a bunch of nasty people out here doing nasty stuff, and they don't give a darn about their kids. They don't even care. I'm passionate about this. I'm not done with this. We're going to talk about it. I don't care who come from me. I don't care who say anything. Let's go, because I'm definitely concerned about this generation outside of everything else going on, all the pressure they have, all the stuff they got to deal with in this world, shootings in the school. This is something that we should not be sitting quiet on. So parents, stand up, have a voice, stop trying to get along. Stop just trying to fit in, stop trying to be a people pleaser, stop trying to be, cool with the kids at 40 and up. Like, no. It's time for you to really train that child in the way they need to go. Because if you don't, God gonna whoop you good, and it can come any way. He might whoop you in another way. He might whoop you he might make you lose something. Like, that's the thing. Y'all don't have a fear of God. So y'all literally think it's cool to just be acting any kind of way, doing any kind of thing, saying any kind of thing, all around your kids, inviting people all over all around your kids. Let me tell you something. God sees everything. So he knows when you just being reckless, you don't care, you just don't care. And he gonna deal with you. If he don't deal with you now, he gonna deal with you on Judgment Day. So please get in covenant relationship with God. Please pray, ask God to show you him if you don't even know God, because it's like we don't care no more. And look at we just letting the world fail. Like, we letting the children fail. Forget everything else right now. We letting the children fail. They can't even go to school and get good grades right now. The education system is allowing all kinds of stuff in the school, trying to take out certain things that need to be. It's just history. It needs to be in the school. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, God ain't happy. We wondering why all this stuff happening in our world. We wondering why, disasters and stuff. Because God is allowing, just like he back in the day with Pharaoh. Let me tell you something. God allowed plagues to come on the land. Why? Because Pharaoh needed to learn something. If you a Pharaoh, you might need to learn something. Does God have to cause a plague in you, in your house? Let me tell you something. Pharaoh lost his son over his disobedience. This is real, y'all. Read your Bible. Get in covenant relationship. Repent. Ask God to work with you, forgive you, help you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing perfect. And of course, we still fall short. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get up. So the righteous man falls 7 times, but they get up. Like, stop continuing in your mess, because now the kids is being affected. And I don't want you to cry about nothing when the kids have gotten taken advantage of, because you are going to be the one that's going to pay for that.